So with that said, our first speaker tonight is Sara Letourneau. Please, speaking on the topic of dyslexia, please approach the board. Thank you.
Before I get started, I just want to say thank you for crying already. This is the first time I'm publicly telling my daughter's story, and I was wondering if I'd be able to make it through, so appreciate that. Again, my name is Sara Letourneau, and I'm here tonight to talk about a learning issue that is very near to me. I'm going to talk a bit about what dyslexia is not, and a bit of our family story. And my daughter, I'm going to read this because my daughter did edit it and has been very clear about what I can and cannot say. In 2015, the state of Minnesota put the following definition of dyslexia into statute. Dyslexia means a specific learning disability that is neurological in origin. It is characterized by difficulties with acute or fluent recognition of words and by poor spelling and decoding abilities. These difficulties typically result from a deficit in the phonological component of language that is often unexpected in relation to other cognitive abilities and the provision of effective classroom instruction. Dyslexia is common. 1 in 5 children are affected by some form of dyslexia. Dyslexia impacts learning in all classrooms, not just reading. Math, science, history, foreign language, all of them. Dyslexia is a lifelong condition. We can remediate dyslexia, but we cannot fix it. Dyslexia is a diagnosis of privilege, and I'll talk about that in a bit. What dyslexia is not? It is not a vision issue. Dyslexia is not flipping letters or reading backwards. Dyslexia is not an intelligence issue, and dyslexic kids are not lazy and should not be told they need to try harder. When my oldest daughter was in elementary school, we could see she was struggling with reading. She was placed in Read with me, although she was placed in Read with me starting in 2nd grade. Her struggles continued, and we could see that she was frustrated and school was really hard. In the spring of her 3rd grade year, we asked for a special education assessment. We were concerned with her processing, with her academic progress, and her ability to stay on task. In her evaluation report, the summary indicated that her tests came back mostly in the average range. That she, and I quote, needs to increase her confidence that she can solve problems, is good at schoolwork, and is dependable. The recommendations that we got from the school when she was in 3rd grade is that she does not qualify for special ed. Since she is off task bouncing on her ball chair in class, possibly trying a regular chair on occasion to see if that makes a difference. She needs to use positive self-talk and be told that she is able to do schoolwork, is dependable, and can solve difficult problems herself. As a mom, that's heartbreaking. Fast forward 3 years. My daughter's in the 7th grade and is still struggling with reading. This time we seek outside help and have a pediatric neuropsychologist evaluate our daughter. During this evaluation, we discover that our daughter has dyslexia, dyspraxia, dysgraphia, ADHD, and anxiety. To give you a snapshot of what that looks like, I've pulled out a few of her results from the neuropsych. Her reading comprehension was at a 10th grade level. This was in the fall of her 7th grade. Her word reading, words she could read, were at a mid-3rd grade level. Her pseudo-word decoding, sounding out words, was at a 2nd grade level, but her essay composition, theme development, and text organization was at a late 12th grade level. It was heartbreaking after all those years in elementary school for her to get that diagnosis. A couple things that I said it was a diagnosis of privilege. Just to get the diagnosis, most insurance doesn't pay for it. You have to pay out of pocket. We paid, I think it was about $1,700. Her tutor was $70, well, it's now $70. We paid $60 an hour, and they recommend 2 to 3 times a week. My daughter had the privilege of going to a school out in New York for a 5-week summer program, which came at a very hefty cost. I will say, though, my daughter is in honors English now, but she still struggles. We've been advocating down at the legislature. There have been some laws passed. I'm going to skip through some of this, but what we do know is that with the correct interventions, remediation can work. So we respectfully ask that we continue to work together, that changes that are made or introduced to support struggling readers are multisensory, evidence-based, structured literacy approach that is a way to teach all kids and not just dyslexics. Thank you.
Thank you.